Hello, Justin Boyd, Liberty University, History 701. Going to be covering historical scholarship with fiat currency, Federal Reserve, and money manipulation. The Founding Fathers intended for the U.S. currency to be based on gold and silver, establishing a bimetallic standard, where both metals were used to back the value of the dollar, as outlined in the Coinage Act of 1792. They were wary of paper money and believed tying currency to precious metals provided stability and limited government power over money supply. They were highly skeptical of paper currency because they saw it as being susceptible to inflation and manipulation by the government. Before establishing their own currency, the colonies widely used Spanish silver dollars, which influenced the design of the U.S. dollar. Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution has a prohibition on fiat and explicitly states that only gold and silver coin can be considered legal tender. Paper money went into circulation in 1861 to finance the Civil War, but was backed by gold and silver. The U.S. dollar went off the gold standard domestically in 1933 in response to the Great Depression, and in 1971 went off the gold standard internationally. The U.S. dollar is backed by the government debt, bonds, and treasury securities. It's essentially the same as monopoly money if one thinks about it, and one might also wonder how we got to this point. So we're going to cover Wall Street, a History by Charles Geist. So the banking collapse of 1837 made banks know that they needed to reform and restructure. Federal Reserve. How did the Federal Reserve start? Paul Warburg, a member of a prominent Jewish banking family, was one of the architects of the Federal Reserve. Noted hesitancy from bankers during the buildup to the Federal Reserve. Oversteps by a small group of Wall Street bankers met on Jekyll Island, Georgia in 1910 to design the blueprint of the Federal Reserve. Although this is considered unconstitutional and not even a federal entity, but a private enterprise that was done as a loophole for the government to manipulate inflation and currency, which went against everything the founders wanted. Wall Street. Wall Street started as a physical wall in the 17th century by Dutch settlers and has evolved into the center of global finance, and it oversteps and stages time through monetary changes, 2 world wars, and it places its footprint as being the center of banking. Making Money, Coin, Currency, and the Coming of Capitalism by Christine DeSanne. Modern capitalism, significantly influenced by a monetary revolution in England during the late 17th century, where the establishment of the Bank in England allowed private investors to participate in money creation, fundamentally changing the way money was managed and paving the way for a more dynamic market economy based on credit and circulating debt, which eventually spread globally and shaped the modern financial system as we know it today. So then you might ask, how did it evolve into capitalism? Well, it evolved by enabling the expansion of credit and facilitating large-scale transactions. The monetary revolution facilitated the growth of commerce and industry, laying the foundation for the rise of modern capitalism. And it stems from the Bank of England. And the design of the first bank of the United States was based on the Bank of England. Alexander Hamilton, the first U.S. Treasury Secretary, used the Bank of England's charter as a model for the new bank. Hamilton was a believer, unlike the other founders, in paper money and wanted to nationalize the bank to do so. Franco Modigliani, the American Keynesian, How the University and Exile Economists Influenced Economics, Harold Hageman. It's a theory, and so we got Keynesian economics. What is that? A theory that suggests government intervention can stabilize the economy. Prices are somewhat rigid. Fluctuations in any component of spending, consumption, investment, or government expenditures cause output to change. Who pushed this type of economics? European scholars who fled Nazi Germany and found refuge at the New School for Social Research, becoming prominent Keynesian thinkers in the United States. Life cycle hypothesis examines how individuals make consumption decisions based on their lifetime income, is seen as a development deeply rooted in the Keynesian framework. This right here, my friends, is how it operates today. And these are the sources. Thank you.